interesting and important themes we have to deal with. So I can think about how much work it has been for all these people leading this process up to now. It's very impressive, and I think we are all very thankful, because we sense a certain focus, and we sense a vision, and we sense practical hands-on activities which will reshape the competitiveness and increase the competitiveness of Europe and getting better skilled. So that's wonderful. But the next theme is matching demand and supply for the creation of better jobs and a highly skilled workforce. That is what we're going to discuss. And that is the last session today. And it will be kind of an expert panel. So experts from European countries and from US who will express their views honestly, and they will discuss recommendations and actions for upskilling Europe. And as we know, this is urgently needed for increasing the talent pool, matching demand and supply, and create a fully functioning upskilling ecosystem. We've heard that word often, ecosystem. I think that's very important to underline. The ecosystem in Europe at all levels, local, regional, central. Specifically at regional level, where it creates strongest impact. Someone said that's the level that the music is played. So we are now very happy to have on board 5 very distinguished experts to deal with this very, I would say, complex question. So let me present to you the experts. It's Theos Efgenou, professor at INSEAD, INSEAD Business School and academic director of eLab in France. Our second expert is Mary Cleary, Secretary General of the Irish Computer Society and the Irish Digital Skills and Jobs Coalition. And number 3, Walter Ganz, Head of Institute of Fraunhofer IOA in Germany. And Bianca Dragomir, CEO of the Cleantech Cluster Valencia region in Spain. And finally, Erwin Wladawski-Barger, research affiliate at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, called as MIT in USA. Now move over to Bianca. You're an expert on regions and clusters. The regions are, as I said before, the level where the music is played, quote unquote. The question is now, how does the message of this conference translate into the regions? And I will also say, with your experience and expertise from running a regional cluster, what are the next steps to be taken to create the necessary, I would say, regional ecosystems and getting them in place? So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jan, for this introduction. Also for mentioning that the region is the level where music is played. I must say that this is music to my ears, because indeed the region is where change is happening on the ground, and therefore by connecting these stakeholders together within the innovation ecosystem that always is happening at the regional and the local level, regions are also spark plugs in the reskilling revolution. Now, allow me to give just a glimpse on something that I'm doing on a daily basis. This is what I'm actually living on my own skin in Valencian region, where I lead the Cleantech cluster of the Valencian region, together with about 300 public and private stakeholders in the Cleantech industry, gathering from business to training centers, to academia, universities, government, investors, research as well, and cities, co-leading the energy transition to make a dent in the energy transition with the Valencian region. And the task is quite clear. Only in solar and energy and in wind, we need to accelerate 10,000 megawatts in the next 10 years. This is the regional objective, and that means only in this specific sector in the next few years the creation of 3,000 new green jobs directly and 30,000 indirect jobs indirectly. Now, I've been a CEO of this cluster for 8 years now, and the scale of growth is really unprecedented in the clean tech industry at this stage, and that comes from different aspects like the massive funds that are on the table, the climate targets, the legislation that is favorable to renewables now, and the investors' appetite. Now, on top of this, we have a set of tensions at the same time. For example, due to this window of opportunity in the clean tech industry, large corporates, even from other ecosystems like retail or investment funds, are headhunting the qualified professionals from SMEs, which actually are on the brink of scaling up and making the most of this opportunity that is opening now with the green recovery. But even more importantly, the biggest challenge is the actual implementation, the installation of those 10,000 megawatts only in solar and energy, plus all the projects that need to be implemented in the batteries, in the smart grids, in the electric vehicle, in the Internet of Energy that is being applied to industries and to cities and to buildings, all these in the green recoveries. We need qualified professionals there. Now, the low-hanging fruit is to reskill and upskill professionals from sectors affected by the pandemic or from traditional sectors that are shifting to the low-carbon economy. But more importantly, we think that training the youth, the cities, and attracting them to this sector as a trend-setting and exciting one is the high-hanging fruit, but also where the opportunity is and the solution. Now, to ignite action here from our cluster, where the music is played here to shape the energy transition and the reskilling revolution. We have recently launched our Valencian Pact for Skills with a manifesto for sustainable development of clean tech energies, where we take a commitment from the business side, more than 100 businesses, about 80 mayors and the regional government, to really reskill and upskill professionals close to where the projects are being built and in close collaboration with municipalities, with vet centers, with citizen union as well. And we need more of this. We need pacts, regional, local pacts for skills at European level to raise the vibration of Europe in this reskilling revolution. But we also launched another project very recently, which is the Energy Plaza, which is a marketplace that unites offer and demand, but especially trains the citizens, the SMEs staff, but also the staff at cities, small municipalities in the energy transition. And we aim to train one in 3 citizens in the Valencian region over the next period. Now, to conclude, we need, in our view, we definitely need brokers in this revolution, because this reskilling and upskilling wave is not happening by magic. We need to facilitate what is needed, where is needed, and here clusters play a key role. We need, secondly, to work collectively. We need alliances and to work systemically across sector. And third, in all this, we need a bold, holistic, multidimensional leadership. We need to become conscious of the change and of the challenge, and we need to change mindset, and clusters and ecosystem at regional level play a key role, and they need to see themselves as leaders in this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bianca, for this comment. Yes, we need skills brokers, and we need leaders so we can follow, skills leaders to follow. Thank you very much for your comment. I think we now move into a kind of a discussion, ask questions, and I will say already now, in the end here, I would have your comment on how do you, on a personal level, what has you taken into account to be, I mean, you are an expert, you are a leader, and how do you apply personally upskilling and lifelong learning? That would be great to hear, I think, for all of us. But go back to some real questions. I would start with Bianca, and I would just ask, do you really sense that the clusters and cities and the regions in Europe, are they ready to kick off for what you dream of? That's my first question. And second, will there be skills plans on regional and city level, do you think, in Europe? If so, when? The floor is yours, or the screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Very interesting questions. We could talk about this for the next half an hour. I will try to give a very brief answer. Are they ready? I think they are getting ready as we speak, and we need to do it, and we need to work around the clock. We need to do it fast because the digital and the green transition, the twin transitions, are not waiting. They need to be accelerated. And as Irving said, this is accelerating, and this is accelerating also as we speak. So I do think that, for example, clusters, and as a member of the industrial of the expert group of the Commission on Industrial Clusters, we put this at the heart of the clusters, the reskilling and the upskilling. I firmly believe that reskilling and upskilling can be tackled by clusters and ecosystem best because they can create these centers for excellence in reskilling and upskilling of professionals. They know the needs from the sector, from the SMEs. They know the trends. They know where this is going forward, and they also have access, and they are the intermediary between all these stakeholders. They interconnect them. But the big issue here is how the 3,000 existing clusters in EU, how we hit every corners of EU with this type of inspiration and leadership so that clusters, ecosystems, cities, regions become conscious that they can lead this change and create a wider movement around themselves. So let me just put it very, very briefly. Clusters are also an ecosystem. We are all on a transformation process. We need to move beyond old schemes, traditional schemes, looking at about how we can create, absorb subsidies and accelerate projects towards how we can be transformative in a systemic way. And regions, cities, clusters, ecosystems are the best place to flourish this because there's a texture, there's a fabric to suit on for SMEs here, connecting with vet centers, connecting with universities, connecting all this together. And let's be honest, at the moment, business and university, they don't really speak too much to each other. We need to provoke this. We need to trigger this debate and put it on the table, and someone needs to take the leadership. And regarding the skills plans, as I said, let's take cities. There's the Intelligent Cities Challenge, which is one of the top initiatives in this sense, and works with towards the decarbonization scenario of European cities. Our cluster is actually part of this quest and of this journey, and is advising and mentoring cities to orchestrate this change. Cities are becoming more aware of the need to lead this reskilling and upskilling, and there are some cities that are taking the lead, including small and medium-sized cities, where actually innovation chapter is totally new, and innovation looks differently, and they can also take the lead. So I think that there's a big wave at the moment in Europe, where it starts bottom up. And I think that we need to have a ripple effect within the cities, within the clusters, within the ecosystems and regions, and we need to head towards overlapping ripples of change on reskilling and upskilling, starting from this local level, so that we can raise the vibration of Europe and take the lead globally in this change.
Thank you very much.